What's going on, Rebel family? Today's video comes from a strawberry letter. Why not all white women? But before we get to the video, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to the channel. So today's video comes from a strawberry letter. Let's jump right over into the strawberry letter on Steve
All
Harvey
right, we got
Morning
it
Show.
for you. Our fearless leaders back in the booth. Here it is, strawberry letter.
And we can't wait to hear from you on this letter, Steve. Subject, what's wrong with white women only? Dear Steve and Shirley, I've been living with an issue for several years now. I was once married to a beautiful African-American woman, and all went well with us until I got a job with the corrections department in California. I worked long hours to try and take care of her and the children. One day, I came home early, and there were 2 cars in the driveway, and the kids were outside playing. I went in and got a big surprise. My wife was in bed with 2 men and a woman, having the time of her life. I was so hurt and mad, but I kept my composure. I threw the people out and had a long talk with my cheating wife. She stated that she had cheated many times since we were married because she was bored and tired of dull sex with me. I just wanted what she needed. I just wasn't what she needed to satisfy her. So we divorced. Her last words to me were, "You should consider someone white because you ain't ever gonna satisfy a black woman with your little self." I tried to ignore.
Read that line again.
Oh my God. This is it right here. You should consider someone white because you ain't ever gonna satisfy a black woman with your little self. I tried to ignore that, but since we divorced, I have dated many black women, and several of them have said the same thing that my ex-wife said, and all of them have cheated on me. All of them. In 1990, I started dating Caucasian women, and I haven't had any issues with them. I tried to date another sister that looked a lot like Shirley Strawberry.
Yeah, here we go.
What?
Here we go.
And once again, she cheated. So,
Shirley always said.
name out your letter.
Okay, before they keep going, this is a little funny. They're clowning a little bit on the Steve Harvey Morning Show. They're clowning a little bit. But so the guy, the correctional officer, comes home. When he sees 2 cars in his driveway, when he gets home, he goes into his house and he sees his wife in bed with 2 dudes and another chick. All right. So he states that he threw them out, and he threw them out, and the wife stated how many times she cheated on him, and she's done it many times before. And then he dated other black women, and they've cheated on him as well, and basically said he had a little joint, and he's never gonna satisfy a black woman, so he better go get white women or whatever, right? And so they're clowning at the guy's misfortune. I mean, it's funny because they're funny, but it's not a funny situation, because obviously if it was reversed, she's cheating on him because he can't satisfy her. His joint is little. Can you imagine if this would have been a woman writing in saying her husband kept cheating on her because she had gained weight, or she was pregnant, and she really didn't want to have, she really didn't want to get it in, and so he was constantly cheating on her, what have you. I guarantee that there wouldn't have been this many laughs and so forth about that woman's misfortune with that husband. It would have been how bad he is. But let's keep going and see what else. Let's see what their advice is.
So I went back to only dating white women. You would not believe how much flack I have received for it. I have been called an Uncle Tom, ignorant, and a fool. My kids say that they are ashamed of me, and they have a problem inviting me over to their homes because I might bring one of those white women with me. I tell them I am ashamed of their attitudes, and I pray that they will seek Jesus and learn to love people regardless of their race. They told me that they hope I can learn to see the beauty in black women. I told them it is not a beauty issue, but an issue of character and being faithful. I ask you, am I wrong to limit my preferences? I have been hurt too many times, and I choose not to allow myself to get burned again. And yes, I am aware that Caucasian women can also cheat, but so far it has not happened, as far as I know. Can you help me with this issue? My kids listen to you all the time, and they say that they respect your opinions. Thank you for your time and help.
Kids is listening.
Well, I mean, this is what I'll just start out saying because we're running out of time. I think this is what's wrong with the letter. I just think out the gate that it's wrong for you to lump a few bad black women that you've had in your life to it being all of the black women in the world. I think there's good and bad in everything. All black women are not bad. All white women are good. I mean, let's get that straight. We need to get that out of the way. But yes, you have had some bad experiences. And we'll...
Okay, so why would you have to get that straight when he didn't say that? Nowhere in the letter did you read that he said all black women are bad. He specifically stated the ones that he's dealt with, obviously. So nowhere in the letter did he say all black women were bad and all white women were good. He's just telling you his experience that, black women that he's dealt with cheated on him. The white women that he's dealt with haven't cheated on him. So it's always a woman to throw in this all stuff when no one actually said all. You know what I mean? There was no all ever listed. Obviously, you can't speak on all women, but that's a deflection on her part because in this letter, black women are painted are painted in a negative light. They're not painted in a good light, and white women are painted in a more positive light based on his experience, and that's all that he's talking about, his experience. So it's always a woman to deflect with the all stuff when he clearly didn't say that. And she has the letter right in front of her. And this is why I said, I want to look at some of the advice that these guys are giving on these strawberry letters because, it's always, and like I said, they're in the older generation as well. So they're going to give more simpish advice. Shirley and, of course, Steve. But, she's expected to. She's a woman. But Steve is going to give the simple advice. Let's see what else they're saying here.
We'll be back.
Well, I tell you what.
What?
All that, whatever. Steve is back, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, come on, Steve. Part 2 of this strawberry letter. The subject, what's wrong with white women only?
What's wrong with white women only? Well,
let's go.
Man working down at the correction department, married to a black girl, come home one day early, is 2 cars in the driveway. I don't know if y'all know this or not, but that's a caravan. Some people have called each other. When you come home and there's 2 cars in the driveway, some phone calls went out. It's a social media event. And people coming from everywhere. It's a teenage party. He come in the house, the kids outside playing. How hard was they playing? Well, they was playing pretty hard because on the inside, the grown folks was in there clowning. He went in, got a big surprise. My wife was in bed with 2 men and a woman, having the time of her life. I was so hurt and mad, but I kept my composure. Right here. We ain't talking about no regular black dude. Right here. First of all, I kept my composure.
Yes.
How?
Yes.
Didn't you just say it was 3 people in your bed with your wife? So what composure are you keeping? I can't keep my composure. Then he said, I threw the people out and had a long talk. Threw them out. Oh, I might throw the woman out, but them 2 dudes, they going out different.
Okay, so that Steve said that we ain't dealing with a normal black man. So what are you saying? The normal black man isn't rational, calculated? He knows how to keep a cool head in a hot situation? Steve basically was saying that the man, the average black man is hot-headed and he's emotional and he would have did something stupid. Obviously, the woman ain't worth it. Why would you? That's your wife, but clearly, on paper, but clearly she didn't care about being your wife if she got 2 dudes in a bed and another woman in your house getting it in. Clearly, she has no respect for you. So clearly, you don't do something to either A, get yourself hurt, or B, get yourself locked up. He's a correctional officer. That means he probably was strapped. So it means it's good. It's a good thing that this dude had a cool head, because if he would have hurt those dudes or they would have hurt him or whatever, then he's going to prison behind some scraggly pee that wasn't worth anything because she gonna do what she did in your house. Clearly this woman was not worth risking your life and your freedom for, if she's going to do that. But Steve saying that he wasn't an average black man, he kept a cool head. This is a very good learning lesson to take away from this, brothers. If a woman is doing that, you never, ever, ever fight over a woman. You never, ever, ever put your life on the line or risk your freedom for a woman that would do something like that. And I'm not talking about the woman that's she's riding with you. She'll never, you ain't catch her doing nothing like that, and someone tried to, break in your house and whatever, try to harm your family. That's a different situation. But a woman who shows you the total utmost disrespect in your own bed, in your own house that you paying for, she gonna do that? Brother, it's walk away time. Keep a cool head. Don't risk your life or your freedom for that type of woman. She ain't worth it. But Steve, of course, on the simp thing, it's funny. He trying to make jokes. He think it's funny, ha ha ha. But no, you don't risk your life and your freedom for a woman that's gonna do something like that. So it's good that the brother kept a cool head.
Not getting thrown out. They can get drug out. They can get wrapped up. They can get gurneyed out. But they not getting threw out. It's over. No. The composure in this letter, right? We ain't talking about no regular black dude.
Right.
When he said I kept.
See, he said it again. He doubled down on it. This ain't no regular black dude. So the regular black dude is emotional. Doesn't know how to keep a cool head and keep a cool head and a calm head in a hot situation.
My composure. Well, had a long talk. She told me she been cheating all the time and that the dull sex with her wasn't enough and she needed to satisfy. So we got a divorce. Her last words were, you should consider someone white because you ain't going to ever satisfy a black woman with your little self. Oh, I'll be damned. Oh, now all of a sudden.
Steve.
Now all of a sudden it's my little self. When we was getting married, wasn't nothing a little bit about me. So here's what you should have said, dog. Sometimes it ain't the man that's little. Sometimes the woman is too big.
Oh.
See, you should have came.
Okay, that's a pretty funny joke there. That cause obviously he's right. If she's been cheating all the time, hey, maybe I ain't that little. Maybe you just too loose. And all the stuff that you say you've been doing, maybe you just been out there too much. You gotta go have one of the shrinkages. You gotta go get that thing tight because it's so loose. It ain't about all the babies, it's about all them, all them Johnsons you've been having. That's the issue.
Back with that right there. Now, cause you done went and had these kids, now all of a sudden.
Nah, he put it on the kids.
I'm little now? See, whatever, when we was having these.
It ain't about them kids, it's about what you was doing to get them kids. And he better have all them kids tested too, by the way. And married or not. But I mean, again, with the antiquated laws in some of these states, those are his kids regardless of whether they turn out to be his, through a DNA test. Some of these laws put them kids on the husband no matter what, whether they're biologically his or not, which is insane. But I would go have them all tested with a woman saying something like that to me.
The kids, I was fine. Now all of a sudden I'm little. Well, maybe the change ain't me. Maybe the change is you. And maybe it ain't what it was no more. Hello. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now all of a
sound
sudden,
like Rudy Ray Moore.
So I'm gonna end it there. They're just clowning the rest of the way. It's nothing else left that I think I remember. I listened to it halfway enough to get the gist. But yeah. So my final thoughts. Obviously, again, don't put your life or your freedom at risk for a woman that's clearly not worth it. She's a scuzz bucket. You know what I mean? Like the bottom of the barrel. Why would you put your life or your freedom at risk for a woman like that? That's silly to listen to Steve Harvey tell that type of advice. I'm not here to police another brother's what he's doing sexually, what have you. That ain't my thing. I know a lot of brothers get off into that, and I can see where it doesn't, to build the black community. Obviously, you need black families, et cetera, et cetera. But if a brother's getting done wrong, man, go where you appreciate it and not where you tolerate it. These women are tolerating him for whatever. This wife, she's having boring sex with him, but she tolerated him. Why? Maybe because he was taking care of the bills. So she put up with it. She tolerated that man. And I'm saying, look, I don't care. Go wherever it is you're going to be appreciated, brothers. It's your happiness at the end of the day. I'd rather see my brothers happy and you with a white woman than to see you miserable and you with a black woman, just because, it's not going to help the community out if you're in a marriage with a black woman and it's a miserable thing and the kids see you miserable. But this guy should just do his thing. Don't worry about what the kids are saying. The kids don't want you to bring over the white woman, no problem. But if you get married to them, it's like, hey, look, my wife, she gonna ride where I'm riding. And if the kids don't like that, then I'll see you when I see you. But especially if they grown, hey, it's time to live your own life and be happy. So, that's the main thing, for the brother to be happy. So brothers, be happy wherever that's gonna be. Go where you're appreciated, and don't stay where you're only tolerated. Don't ever put your life or your freedom at risk for someone of that caliber, the chick is just foul. So, but hopefully the brother, he should have bounced the first, when he saw it or whatever. I don't know how long he stayed with her before they got divorced, and I don't know how long he let these other women cheat on him or whatever, however that went down. But don't accept, someone's treating you bad, you don't have to accept that. So Steve, they didn't give any good advice to this brother or to this guy. But had the roles been reversed, they would went in on a dude who was cheating on his wife because she gained weight, or who was whatever it is, whatever condition she might have picked up. And obviously, if the brother got Lil Johnson, it ain't a whole lot that he gonna be able to do with that. So, but those are my final thoughts. Peace, Rebel family.